He had the opportunity earlier this week to introduce himself on the national stage at the Democratic National Convention. He leaned into more of his experience as a coach, as a teacher. At the end of the speech, he was talking like Democrats were in the fourth quarter of a close game. How do you think that speech went? What were some of your takeaways?
Yeah, again, he gets into these speeches and he talks about, football things, but the reality is it was very short on policy and actual substance that we're going to be doing. A lot of word salad that was coming out, but the reality is we don't know what they're going to be doing based on that speech. We do know based on his actions that he took in Minnesota. You think of things like the city of Minneapolis burning down after the George Floyd protests. The lack of leadership that happened during that time. That's what we're going to be seeing with Vice President Walz administration. It scares me to think about him being that close to the presidency based on the actions that happened here in Minnesota.
At the time of those protests, Governor Walz did face criticism for calling the National Guard, taking too long to call the National Guard. That was the criticism. Right after he did, a few days after, during a call with the governors in the country, then President Donald Trump applauded his response. What did you think of that praise there? Do you think that wasn't right? What do you make of that?
Just being on the ground and being around the area during that time, I don't know what Donald Trump was told or was said during that call. But the reality is that people on TV, the reporters and people on radio are saying, where's the leadership? Where's the governor? Where are the people that need to be stepping in at this point? I didn't see that for 3 days. And so no matter what President Trump had said at the time, for those of us who were here, we were looking for leadership, and it never came for those first 3 days.
To your point earlier on policy, criticisms from the DNC or about the DNC, criticisms about the Harris campaign so far is that it's a little light on policy, but high on vibes. The momentum seemingly is there according to the polls, because right now they are neck and neck with Trump, in some even ahead, and very competitive in battleground states. Do you think then that the Trump campaign from top down and even Republicans down ballot need to change their strategy at all because of this from now to November?
Well, I think, when we're looking at candidates, what we need is candidates that really match their districts well. And that's what I'm about here in Minnesota, is making sure that as we look for candidates, as we're recruiting people, that they're the type of people that fit the community, understand the needs of those communities. And I can't control things that happen on the federal level, and maybe it will cut one way or another. But what I'm concerned about is making sure that districts are represented by people who care about them and share those same interests. And we've done a really good job in the state of Minnesota as Republicans, getting those people recruited for those positions. So I'm feeling very confident, no matter what happens at the top level, that we will be very competitive in this state going forward.
Senator, I appreciate your perspective today, your insight. You're welcome back anytime. Thank you so much for the conversation.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it very much. You have a great day.